did we not do right to end up where we are right now? Hello, Restream. I was just telling my TikTok crowd who tuned in a few seconds earlier, what the heck? And heck is not my first choice of words. But here we are. So I was going to retire those nasty women. I fully intended to say today, I'm going to bury this bitch. I don't want to pay any homage to this person ever again. But turns out he's going to be the president again. So the fight goes on. And that's what I'm here to say. We are about to watch Kamala's, I'm sure, very moving concession speech. Not pleased about that. But conceit is what decent people do when they lose. And we lost. We lost the popular vote too. I'm all for abolishing the Electoral College, and I talk all about that. But we lost the popular vote. So what's going on? And what can we do about it? Well, the first thing to do about it is not climb under a rock. I didn't want to get out of bed this morning. I pulled the pillow over my head and I'm like, I'm going to lay here all day long until it's time I could start drinking. And that's something I do very little of now. But it seemed like a good day for it. But I didn't. I got up, but I did the dishes, and I'm 3 loads of laundry in now. Life must go on, and so must our movement. So on the bright side, we did get 7 states to overturn their abortion bans. Yay. I switched focus all the time because I've got TikTok on one on my phone, and I've got Restream going everywhere else. But we can't put you on Restream until I have 10,000 people TikTok. So I would really like more followers on TikTok, please. You can just walk away if it's not for you. I also am going to be starting my Thrive in Spades workshops. We're going to start a serious ass version in January. I will come on and continue doing lives, but the actual program, 6-week program, will start in January. My book is coming out. Call It Assault. Was self-talk, now it's Call It Assault. Still my continuing efforts to survive childhood sexual grooming and assault. And Thrive in Spades is the workbook that goes with the book. So the entire program is in the book, but the workbook is the program taken out of the book and interactive and with lines to fill things in. And anyway, things are just getting bigger and bigger. I wanted to update you that, I'm speaking for consent awareness now. That's why this is important. This isn't yay rah me. This is trying to further the cause of women. And in the court systems right now, there is very little consent legislation at all, much less the obvious need for statutory reform, statutory law reforms when it comes to limits, because people with cPTSD who are traumatized in their childhood don't come forward, especially sexually traumatized. For all the reasons, read the book. But I really am just here to say we just lost a battle, not the war. We can't lose the war. We're going to move forward. We have Trump for 4 more years, unless he manages to change, and he'll try, the law to where he can run again or stay in forever. So what we need to do now is fight fascism. We need to work at the local and state level to make sure to vote, know your issues. And we've got to start leaning common sense and reason back into the right. And also prove to them that liberals aren't crazy and promiscuous and godless and all of these things that the far right have grouped us into. And, while you can say all day long that the far right shouldn't matter, they're just a fringe group, look who pushed everything the direction it's gone. It only takes, if you don't understand by now, it only takes a fringe group to exert a huge amount of political influence. Read Aristotle, read Machiavelli. Read Atlas Shrugged. I'll tell you, I posted a meme today. It just said, our fear atlas is shrugging. We've got freedom cities Trump has designed. Freedom cities, free from any kind of vote or law, free to let whoever we want live here and not who we don't. We have the place out in California trying to go up in the same manner, stealing property from people, actually suing homeowners who are multi-generational farms and vineyards, and they're being sued for their property because they got together at a town hall to talk about how they didn't want these people to buy their property. So now the lawyers for the big corporate, we're going to build a city here, are literally and successfully suing, keeping court battles going with those people because of collusion, because they got together and talked about, I mean, that's what we do as humans. We get together and we talk. Common sense and reason are leaving the room. They're leaving the building. And that cannot sustain any form of government, certainly not a democracy. So we have to get our shit together. And we really, we don't climb under our covers, and we don't pull the blankets over, and we don't hide in a cave or move to another country. Or these are all the things that people I care about are said today. They're like, this is what I want to do now. It's like, yeah, a bottle of wine and a nice bowl of soup tonight, but the fight, I mean, I would have loved for this to be the end of the war, but even if Harris had won, we'd still be battling these battles. We'd still potentially have another overrun of the Capitol on our hands to deal with. The Civil War might come sooner. I think that the liberal left, and I have a page called Armed Liberal and Training, and I'm a great marksman and can handle a lot of guns, but I would never, ever go to my Capitol and protest a free and fair election. And that I think we can count on us liberals to not do that thing. So just trying to make lemonade here. I am desperately sad that Kamala and Tim did not win, but I am 100% committed to the future of women and the future of this country. Right now, my focus is going to be on speaking. I booked over 75 at the National Publicity Summit. I met over 2 weeks, 6 sessions with 12 to 14 TV, podcasts, magazine, print producers, and booked almost all of them. And that is a shocker. That so next year is going to be busy, and we can make change. We can use this to springboard and make change. So we're going to grow. We're not going to, I started at the top saying I was going to retire this site today. I was going to never have to let those nasty women and a reference that came out of his ugly, ugly lips come out of mine again. But you know what? It is a good, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a good launching pad for rhetoric, and we need that. We need discourse, we need action, we need plans, and we need to not crawl into holes now. Okay. For one night, you know, one night. I'm going to go now. I want to go, I don't want to go watch the concession speech, but that is what I'm going to do for the sake of posterity and knowledge. Bye. Oh, and remember to support the Sweet Shopping Group, which in turn supports sweetsurvivor.com. Thanks. And please, if you're on Facebook, would you go to TikTok and like subscribe, because we need 10,000 so that we can add them to the restream and I don't have to do this goofy look back and forth thing all the time. Looks like a crazy woman. But bye. We did not.